Hey guys, Jared King Komodo here, and I'm going to be playing some more Titanfall. So as you can see here, the one thing I definitely can say about Titanfall is that the art design is actually pretty creative and pretty interesting looking. I believe I did hear them say at one point they were going to have a full campaign, so I mean, I guess that would make sense as to why the art style is so creative and vibrant for a multiplayer shooter that's, let's just be honest, it's not innovative. It's Call of Duty with mechs, but it stands out. It really does.
I was thinking this earlier. Be completely honest. Can we have a game that could be like this, but like not set in World War II and not Space Marines, please? Just throwing that out there.
What do you mean?
Just like a nice first-person shooter. It doesn't have to necessarily be multiplayer only, or even just multiplayer focused, but just like.
Oh, you just mean like a single player game like this?
Just any kind of game where it's not, World War II or Space Marines.
I'd also like to point out that I did pretty damn bad right at the beginning of this video. When I dropped down my first Titan, that's about when I started playing better, and then I started doing a lot better after that. But right at the beginning, I wasn't doing well. And I'm not a big fan of the submachine gun. Now, I love SMGs. Those are usually my go-to guns, and they're not normally the best guns in games, because in games, usually they have terrible damage, terrible range, like this bullshit right here. No way should have survived that. But normally they'd have no range and no damage at all, which is kind of frustrating, because I really want to use SMGs, but they're normally just not as good as assault rifles. I think the only game I can think of off the top of my head where there is an exception to that is Red Orchestra 2. And that's just because everything kills in one shot. And, I mean, you can hit people at range with an MP40 pretty easily, but if they have a bolt action, they're still going to have the upper hand. Either way, I can still use them better. And I just prefer to get up close to people anyway. So, yeah, not making excuses, but I was not doing well at the beginning of this game.
Then again, it seems like this game, chances of getting up close are a little limited.
Not really. You can get up close to people pretty easily, especially with Cloak. So I need to explain this. So I use my burn card. If you don't know what the burn card is, and it's kind of an interesting system in this game, you will get burn cards at random after matches, and you have no choice over what you get. You might get a burn card that's basically you run faster during that life when you choose it, or you might get a burn card where you can cloak longer, or you'll have a stronger submachine gun, or something like that. They're always random. They're usually pretty blatantly overpowered. Some of them are just kind of useful things, but not really that overpowered. This one was a stronger gun, basically, something that was pretty interesting. I had never used it before. I didn't really know how it would work. It turns out to be only an anti-Titan weapon. Usually you can use the anti-Titan weapons against humans as well. Not in this case. It really does nothing against humans, so didn't know what I was doing. And I also did not know that when you get onto a Titan, it keeps your main gun out, whatever one you were holding, so just decided to blow myself up. I legitimately had no idea that would happen. I figured if you rodeoed a Titan, it would instantly pull out your primary. Not the case.
Can you switch at least?
Yeah, you can switch.
Okay.
What I found hilarious about, and this has changed, in the beta when you got onto someone's Titan, no one got out. They would just like stay in their Titan like, well, I'm doomed now. And it's like, you can get out and shoot the guy, but people seem to have figured that one out.
And I kind of thought it would be like Halo, where if you were in a vehicle and someone jumped on it, or like, say like the tank. If you were in one of those and someone jumped on it and started like, bashing open the hatch or whatever to toss a grenade in, you can't get out.
Well, to be fair, it's a lot harder to get on vehicles in Halo than it is in this. You get, like, magnetized to the Titans. And you'll see later on when I jump on one, and I don't even know how the hell it worked. Like, there have been some pretty interesting things going on in this game. I mean, I'll give them credit for making the game flow very smoothly. Movement feels natural. It doesn't feel really awkward like in some other shooters. But sometimes when you have something that fluent, it kind of messes with how it works. But yeah, that's for another time. You will see it then. And have you ever managed to flank someone and the giant mech stomping all over the place? They legitimately had no idea I was there, somehow. After shooting a missile at me.
I'm sure these things make just like a ton of noise, no?
Yeah, they do. They shake your screen. They make all these loud stomping noises. They're usually on the minimap, especially since I was just shooting, so I don't know what they were doing.
Sitting there with their thumbs up their asses?
Well, he just shot a missile, so unless he's doing that one-handed. That's pretty talented. I can't even be mad. Anyway, as I was saying earlier, I actually forgot to mention this. I said this game does have pretty interesting and creative art designs. But I can say the same thing about its music too. Like the music I was hearing at the main menu, I've actually been fairly impressed by, and it's definitely music where it's like if I just woke up and I'm kind of relaxing and trying to wake up, I would want to listen to it. It's relaxing, good music. There's a lot of games where honestly I listen to the music more than I played the game. Nitronic Rush instantly comes to mind because I listen to the music in that game a lot. But
I'm thinking Payday 2.
yeah, that was another one, but that was more just because I got annoyed by all the updates of Payday 2. I don't know if the game is actually good at this point. I kind of rage quit away from it.
Yeah, I haven't played it in a while either.
It's probably better at this point, but for a while they were doing a lot of really, really annoying updates, like trying to stop people from farming and making things ridiculously expensive and just stupid shit like that made me not want to play it. But the music was still amazing, so, why stop? And this guy, is it this guy? Get punched.
Wow. Oh man. Abandoned ship?
Trying to think of other games where that's the case as well. I think I'd be able to say about ODST, but that's not even fair. ODST is like the best music in any Halo game. Someone did ask me that, like, what was the best music out of any of the Halo games, and I think it really kind of depends on your mood. Because I could say, probably non-subjectively, ODST is probably the best, but I'm not always in the mood to listen to almost blues style of music.
I really don't remember any of the music from ODST.
That's actually pretty certain. You didn't play it that much, did you?
I beat it.
That doesn't say a lot. The way you said that basically made it sound like I beat the game. I don't remember much about it, but I beat it.
All I remember is that I beat it on normal and legendary, and that was it.
And I just didn't want to anymore. That game disappointed me, because it's like the atmosphere was so damn good in that game, and then it just ended up being, oh hey, everyone's alive and happy, Disney ending. No one died, even though someone got stabbed in the chest with a fucking hammer. That's what I was talking about.
What was that?
I don't understand what happened. I got onto someone's mech, but that was not the guy I was jumping at. How did this happen? And then I got punched after it. But that was not the mech I wanted to jump onto. I don't know what happened here. I really don't.
It looked like you just kind of like jumped at it, teleported, and then like slid across a cliff to get to it.
I went to jump on someone's... I'm pretty sure what happened is I went to jump on someone's mech that was right next to me, and for some odd reason it was like, no, you want to get on that one over there. On the other side of the wall.
That's a little weird.
So yeah, I have never seen that one happen before.
I wonder what that would have looked like outside of you.
Probably in the climbing animation just flying through the wall. That's most likely what it looked like.
Oh god, I don't know why. That reminds me of this one time I was playing, what was it, Reach? And I was in a, I almost said vampire,
I was in a vampire.
No, there is a thing called a vampire, but that's from Halo Wars. I was in Revenant, and it flipped over, and it made me fall out. So as it was continually flipping, I flipped it, and I tried to get back in, and it went back over on the top, and I went flying across the map.
I think that happens in every Halo game ever since they added the flipping mechanic, except for Halo 1. Usually you just die. In Halo 1, if you flipped a vehicle over and you were standing next to it to where it would push you, you'd just dead. Because all the vehicles in that game, they would tap you and you'd instantly be dead. Physics were not a thing in Halo 1.
I don't think I've ever had that issue in Halo 1.
You've never had a Warthog slow to a crawl and you get tapped by it and you're dead?
Nope.
No. Well, that's still... a little bit still happens with the ghosts in Halo 4. I swear I can, like, full-on boost over someone and not kill them, yet my teammate can barely hit me with one of the wings and I die. It's
Those
like,
things are
goddamn
fucking
it.
unpredictable. They really are.
But yeah, Halo, what was I saying? Something about the music. Like I was saying, it's like, if I'm into blues-styled music or in that mood, then yeah, I'm gonna listen to ODST, but if I'm not talking about ODST, because I almost feel that ODST has, like, its own separate subcategory in the Halo games, because it feels so different from everything else. It really does. But if I'm talking about other music in Halo games, probably Halo 2. Like, I've listened to the soundtrack of Halo 2 more than any other Halo game.
I don't think I've ever actually sat down and listened to the soundtrack for any Halo game.
Well, it's not like you can deny it's good.
No, I can't do that.
Like, even... That's one of those things where it's like, even if you don't really personally care for the music, just out of pure respect, you have to mention it. Just because of how much Martin O'Donnell has Martin O'Donnell has done. And even if even if Destiny comes out only on consoles, and if it does, I will not play it in any way whatsoever or care, I'll probably still download the soundtrack, to be honest, because Martin O'Donnell is still working with Bungie.
I'm gonna go ahead and agree with what you just said, because, yeah, no. Holy shit, I just realized I turned on my Xbox and I forgot to turn it off.
It's going to be like 1,000,000 degrees warmer in that room. If you don't have money for a heater, then just...
Turn on your Xbox.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway,
or
there's
PS3.
Or PS3. That's just if you want some more noise in your room.
My PS3 was friggin' nuclear.
Anyway, there's been some more Titanfall. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys later.